All right, I'm live here, right? Yeah, I'm live. Okay, guys. Um, this is Ruben Obed here, transmitting live from Dorado, Puerto Rico, and I'm doing this video because I think it's really important, to mention, everything has its pros and its cons, and as many know, who follow my channel, I'm a prepper. I live off grid. I built my own solar system, etc., etc. And I use flooded lead acid batteries for, my solar system. Um, a lot of people are using um, are using lithium batteries now, and lithium batteries, at least for my purposes, the price is too high for me. I understand that in the long run it might be a better deal, you know what I mean? And and they're good batteries. I'm not saying anything like that. I know one guy by the name of Will Prowse who does a lot of videos. He works a lot with lithium and stuff, and he seems like he has the budget to do it, and the following, but I'm here to advocate for flooded lead acid batteries. And there's just one point that I don't hear anybody talking about, and correct me if I am wrong, because if I am wrong on this, but um, to my knowledge, lithium batteries have a circuit, and which they call a BMS, battery management system, and what stabilizes the charge of lithium batteries, etc., and what regulates all of that. And that's beautiful. That's a beautiful thing. Now, as a prepper, I have a mentality of working with what is practical. And, in a shit hits the fan scenario, I don't think about warranties, because what happens is, yeah, you might have a warranty when you have a lithium battery, let's say like Battleborn, and they might give you 10 years of warranty. That sounds beautiful, but, in theory, but real life, comet hits, an atomic bomb detonates or something. You're gonna be stuck without batteries if they get damaged, regardless of your warranty. You know what I mean? So I don't really pay attention to a warranty. I think more of a practicality. Lead acid batteries been around for 100 and something years. We all know what the deficiencies are. We all know what their virtues are. Um, in a shit hits the fan scenario, one thing that can happen is if they detonate a nuclear bomb, we could have an EMP. All right. Now, EMP could come from a bomb. An EMP could come from a solar, burst that downs the grid. But I'm thinking that, what if there is an EMP and your battery is lithium and has a little BMS, battery management system board? It's gonna get fried. They're going to be out with no batteries during a grid down, shit hits the fan scenario. The BMS is like a circuit, a little circuit board. It's probably going to be fried, you know. So what'll happen? Your batteries won't work, in the worst situation. On the contrary, a wet, flooded lead acid battery, if EMP happens, it's still gonna work. It's rugged. It's kind of like, like cars. If you buy a brand new car right now, that it's all computerized and electrical system and whatnot. You get an EMP, you're walking. But if you have an old 1970s pickup truck and the EMP comes, that bad boy's mechanical. It's gonna keep running. The same thing that happened, and I know this was a movie, but in the movie Pacific Rim, all of the robots that were all electrical, due to the situation in the movie, they didn't work. But the one that was atomic, which was analog, that is the robot that was able to continue functioning. And I take that aspect into my prepping, into my solar, the whole shit hits the fan scenario. Because these are things that people are not thinking about. It's like batteries. Okay, you got battery management system and whatnot, but in a shit hits the fan scenario, if people want to have electric, they're not going to think about whether or not it has a BMS, or whether or not they're going to think, does it work? And people are just going to open the trunk or open the hood off of any old car that they find, and they're not going to check if the battery is a deep cycle. They're just going to grab it and use what they got, and that is the reality of this whole prepping solar mentality. I mean, I am in no way criticizing the people who have taken it to a more sophisticated level, but at the same time, that is like the chink in the armor of these lithium batteries. Right now, if this is how I quantize all of this. If you're living off on grid, your monthly bill may be $200 a month, right? If you live totally off grid, you're saving $200 a month. So if I buy two lead acid batteries, each of them will cost me $100. And let's say, hypothetically speaking, let's say I get by 3, 4 years living off of those batteries and they damage. You buy two more batteries for $200, and you keep going. You know what I'm saying? You keep going, and it's only $200. So you'll have saved a lot more than what you invest. So to make a long story short, I mean, I believe lithium is great. I have no issues with lithium. It's a new technology, but I think that the fact that it's new is a weakness. The fact that BMS board in an EMP, how will that hold up? We don't know. The fact that they give you these great warranties, but what if the company just doesn't exist after a nuclear war or after anything like that? So the warranty is just a promise that it might not even be fulfilled. You know what I mean? What are you gonna do after after an EMP attack? Go up to the company, hey, but you said I had a warranty. I'm like, oh, they're gonna be like, hey, all our batteries are fried. It's not just yours. Or the company might not exist at all. You don't know. So these are the things that I think about. A lot of people, like I said, that they're into the whole solar. Okay, yeah, you guys are doing solar. You know your stuff. You're building stuff and perfect. And that's fine and dandy. But there's people like me who are actually really living off grid, bare boning it. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying that your points of views are not valid. I'm just saying take in consideration our rustic way of seeing things that has validity as well. Because at the end of the day, this is about survival. You know what I'm saying? This ain't about being pretty. This is about survival. And here in Puerto Rico, I learned the lesson fast. When Hurricane Maria came, I had nothing. I had candles for an entire year. I had no generator, no possibility of getting a generator, nothing. I had nothing. No solar, no batteries, no knowledge of electricity, nothing. You know, and that's how I got started. You know what I mean? So I started in the fire. You know what I mean? And like I said, I just prioritize things. Recently, two of my batteries went. Like I said, my batteries, I get them at Advanced Auto Parts. They are marine, they are deep cycle, aka hybrid, batteries. So they're not the total ideal ones for solar, but with Advanced Auto Parts is up the street. The price is small. It's I could come up with $100 somehow. Sell something or pawn something or whatever I have to do in a shit down scenario. Battleborn battery costs 600, $700. You know, that's not attainable. It's not attainable for me now, and it's not going to be attainable for many people after a shit down scenario. That's my point. That's my point. For people to take that into consideration. Like I said, lead acid batteries, yeah, they have their thing, but it's simple. And in mechanics, anything that's simple, the less components, the lesser the probability of a of a breakdown. If there is a breakdown, it'll probably be easy to correct. So that's pretty much it, guys. I just wanted to share that with you, just to keep that in mind. You know what I'm saying? I'm no way criticizing lithium. I know there's going to be a lot of solar Nazis out there. They're going to be, but lithium is the best because, just think about an EMP. whether or not your little BMSs are going to be working. I'm going to stick with these flooded batteries. I mean, they've proven themselves for the last 100 years. Yeah, you can only drain them to 50%. Yeah, you got to put water in them. Yeah, they probably can't charge as fast as AGMs and other or whatnot, but I trust their longevity. Take care, guys. Be careful. And at the same time, I know in life, lithium batteries scare me because I used to fly drones and I had the lipo batteries, and I've had a couple of those explode. I don't know if the battle-born, I think lithium iron phosphate is different. I mean, I don't think those explode, but just the fact that I have lithium already in my mind and it reminds me of the lipos from my drones, I'm kind of wary with lithium. But that's just a personal thing. I don't want to. But anyways, those are the pros and the cons of lithium versus lead acid, flooded lead acid batteries. Take care, guys.